Night Crossing is a 1982 Disney film. This is directed by Delbert, Mann, and written by John McGreevey, and it stars John Hurt, Jane Alexander, Doug McKeon, Keith McKeon, Beau Bridges, and many others. Really brilliant cast. The performances in this are really great. The characters are really well-written characters. As a narrative, it's fascinating, but I don't know if I enjoyed it. And I realise that might sound contradictory, but I will explain what I mean by that, but there won't be any spoilers in this discussion. This is involving two families who are trying to travel in a hot air balloon from East Germany, which was communist at the time, and travelling to West Germany. And the film is basically all about them trying to construct this hot air balloon and trying to successfully make the journey over the border. And I don't know a tremendous amount about East versus West Germany, but I had enough basic knowledge that I understood the significance of this and why they were trying to achieve what they were trying to achieve. I will say, if you don't have any knowledge at all about East and West Germany, then I'd say do a tiny bit of research before watching this, as I don't think the film did an amazing job of explaining things. I think it does rely on a little bit of prior knowledge. That's not necessarily a bad thing, because generally I feel like this is going to appeal more to people who have a particular interest in that period of time. And I think that might be one of the reasons why I didn't completely love it. There are two reasons, I think. The first is that while I am generally interested in the concept, I wouldn't say I'm so enthusiastic about it that I was able to enjoy the entire film, and I feel like maybe if I was more knowledgeable about it, there would be things I'd maybe pick up on that I otherwise didn't. I don't know, but the point there is that I'm interested in the topic, but I'm not keenly interested in the topic. But the other reason I think I didn't love it is because it is quite slow, and the whole thing is over an hour and a half, and I feel like it doesn't successfully sustain itself all of the way through. That's not to say it's interesting for half, then drops off. I feel like it kind of ebbs and flows. Sometimes it's interesting. Sometimes I wish they'd just hurry up and get to the next scene. However, we do have some really likable characters. So even when the narrative maybe wasn't as interesting as it could have been, the characters were not too bad, and that meant that I was never bored, but I certainly didn't love every second of the film. Would I recommend it? If it sounds like it appeals to you. Even if you have no prior knowledge of what this is about, yes, as I said, I think doing a little tiny bit of research beforehand would be beneficial, but you don't need to know too much to be able to understand what the families are trying to achieve. And in terms of the filming, it's not badly filmed. We have some really nice shots of the hot air balloon, and we have some good close-ups, and it's quite emotive at times, and all of that works really well. So by no means is Night Crossing a bad film. There is nothing about this that I would say is bad. Yes, the pacing isn't great, but it's not terrible. And in general, I enjoyed it enough as a one-time watch. I probably would never watch it again, but if it sounds like it would appeal to you, then I'm happy to recommend it. All things considered, Night Crossing is not a bad film.